He won it!
All right, so you guys have been hitting me up basically all day about this Joe Rogan, Fat J Oakerson interview that he did. In one little part, he goes off on Feldman. He basically says, I'm not the longtime hater that I am. This is Fat J Oakerson. He says, I'm not the longtime hater that I am, but I'm still a hater, and I don't hate, even though I'm the biggest hater of all time. But that's typical from the guy. These dudes, they hate on Corey Feldman their whole lives, and then they're like, "What? I don't hate on nobody. I'm not hating on them. I enjoy it." So I thought I would give this a little watch, let you guys know what I thought. Let's get right to it.
I've
Now they know you. They're talking shit. It's
Corey
natural.
Feldman hates my guts, and it's like,
What'd you do?
well, I've never nonstop talking about him.
Yeah, no shit.
We've never
On his
stopped
dancing?
going.
You hate on his dancing?
Yeah,
Maybe it's getting better.
we're not even hating on it at all. I love it. I want to do nothing different.
he he might be entertained by it, but the dude's still hating on it. Check it out. I mean, come
He
on.
tried to have us not allowed at his show when he opened for Limp Bizkit.
Not allowed.
Yeah, and this head of
I
security was a
bet.
fan. He came over to me and Bob Kelly, and he was like, "Yeah," he goes. He was asking if you guys were coming. I said yes. Then he asked if he could know where you were. Then he asked if we could not let you in, and I was like, "Well, they're not doing anything. They're not threatening you or anything. They're coming to watch a show." And he was like, "Well, can I at least know where they're sitting at?" And he goes, "It'll be wherever the most excited people are." And son of a bitch, where
Yeah, no doubt. I'm
we were
sure.
a sprout of grass on a dirt field of people. I mean, we were the only ones. We were hyped. I know all the words. He's the best. But that was the genius of Howard Stern that I fucked up when I started getting the broadcasting.
Now, he's about to talk about Howard Stern here for a bit and how he's a genius because he, befriended Corey before talking shit and making fun of him and then never having him back on. But in my opinion, he's a little off. Let's listen to what he says
Broadcast it
here.
always like it was going to be me talking to a friend or friends shooting the shit.
Right.
Not that you're going to come across these people. So I would have played more. What Howard Stern was always great at is like take the lunatic, but he's always going to be like, "No, you're great, dude. You're the best," and let the world make the joke.
Right.
And instead, like,
Now, what do you think about that? Is that something you say Howard Stern would do? I mean, back in the day, it seems to me he would only have people on the show that he genuinely wanted on, and no one he was gonna, be hating on. At least when we're talking about celebrities, male celebrities mainly, because he would have regular old people and have them on the show and just completely wreck them live on the air. The guy didn't care about anyone but himself and his ratings. But when it came to celebrities, if you were a woman, yeah, you might have had it a little more rough than the male celebrities that went on his show. But with Corey, they always seemed really friendly, and they seemed to have issues early on too, as it was like with Corey's first single that they did the Club Howie thing, and Howard Stern basically lampooned him there. So it's just, I don't know. I think so. I don't know. I think the way he's going about it here is a little different. Like Howard Stern was always amicable with Corey, but at the same time, he was always out to get him. He was always out for blood when it came to Corey Feldman. I mean, plenty of evidence for that. Everything from the Club Howie incident to the Battle of the Bands, all of which I've covered on the channel. But let's get to it. Let's get back to it
I
here.
go at, but I was like, man, I would have loved to just have Corey Feldman come in bi-monthly to do, "Hey, you got a new song? Play it, dude. I'll bite my fucking finger while I."
You see what I mean? He's saying like, yeah, I would have loved to play nice with Corey. That way I could basically lie to him, have him come on the show and make fun of him like that and get all the views and the ratings and act like I'm cool.
Poor Corey.
The
Poor
thing,
Corey.
the thing
Corey.
about Corey that really does bother me.
Shut up,
legitimately-
Joe.
We were so happy.
Oh, this is him? Let me hear this.
Yeah, that's Loserville, all right. It looks like the same show I went to. What he's not saying here is that Corey went on really early and it's a low energy crowd every night.
He yells at his
It's
band.
such a weird.
If you look at Oakerson here, it is like, look at him.
Guitar
He's
solo.
reveling in
He
it.
doesn't know how to
This
play
dude
guitar,
is not a
but
fan.
he just does a solo.
How can you do a guitar solo if you don't know how to play a guitar? Does he actually not know how to play a guitar? Like, do you
No,
know
he's
how
a-
to play?
No, but you don't have to know how to play to know he does not know how to play. I could do what he's doing for sure.
Obviously.
But then here's what he did. I don't know what the trickle back is, but I said after that was going viral, the guitar, I was like, why doesn't this guy just come out and say like if he's kind of like, no, I get it, I get the joke too, like then it kind
Oh
of
my
puts
God.
people in there, stops them in their tracks, and then he kind of did that. He came in and goes, "Of course, it's the
Yeah,
worst
no
guitar
shit.
solo ever. Of course, that's why."
You see, and if this dude was a fan, he would have known all that before. He would have known. He would have seen the video for the joke. I mean, yeah, okay. It looks like he's keeping up with most of the interviews where he's talking, where Feldman's talking about, oh yeah, it was obviously a joke. We're out here playing rock star. You know, the joke is on you. That whole thing. Very obvious. Very obvious. Feldman does take himself extremely serious, but he has always been a very silly guy. He likes to play around, joke around. The dude's old Hollywood. He's all about just having a good time and having a joke. The joke is on you, you son of a
I'm
bitch.
doing it. Like, it's funny. And it's like, no. And Fred Durst came out to watch him do it to prove he was doing it. Because
All
Durst is
part of the
smart, like
gag.
Howard Stern.
Come on.
He makes him think he's his friend, but he's a way bigger enemy than I could ever be to him.
Wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Corey Feldman and Fred Durst have been friends for years. Does this guy not know that? I mean, how long they've known each other? Does he not know that, Fred Durst was on the Angelic to the Core album? They have been homies forever. Fred Durst personally asked him to come on that tour. They had a great time. They are friends. That's the reason they did this. Fred Durst gets it. Fred Durst isn't being a douche. Fred Durst isn't being a dick about it. Like some people. Fingerless fucking gloves, fat Oakerson over here.
Because he's going like, dude, go
He's
make an
fatter than
ass
I
of
am, so I
yourself
could
in front
say
of
it.
all these people.
He's a young star guy that grew up to
A
become a
young
big star,
star
and
guy.
we're all weird.
Yeah.
There's no
Well,
way
yeah.
you
Dude
can
gets
be a
paid to
star
talk.
at 6 years old and come out normal. You don't have a normal life. It's impossible.
Is there nobody?
I don't think there's one. Everyone that I've met, I mean, there's some really talented people like Miley Cyrus.
Okay, so Joe Rogan might be onto something. Obviously, if you're born into Hollywood, you're not going to come out perfect. But it's not like everyone's just big, damaged, just it's nutcase or anything like he's making it sound. There's plenty of good examples. I can't believe Joe's actually saying this here.
And people that were childhood stars that are cool to talk to, but they struggle. It's a struggle. All of them struggle. Everybody struggles.
Like
All of
Punky
them
Brewster's
struggle.
probably fine right
Everybody
now.
struggles in
I don't
general.
know what that is.
Yes.
Punky Brewster, you don't remember that
I
show?
don't remember.
So Leo Moon Fry, she had the biggest titties when we were kids.
Yeah, that's right.
She made a
But
great
Yes.
documentary a few years back.
That's right.
She made a great documentary. In that documentary, she talks about how everyone just talked about her looks and her tits and how she didn't like it. And here goes Fat Jay Oakerson on Joe Rogan's podcast. Did you know, actually, Slail Moon Fry, Punky Brewster, I had no idea that she was dating Shifty Shellshock at the end of his life. What the hell? I had no
But
idea.
didn't she became like a mom and got out of the business? Yeah, you can do that. But if you
Oh,
want
you're
to
saying
still,
if you're still,
That's
if
an
you're still
interesting
clamoring for
point
the
from
fame,
Joe.
yeah. But I don't know how many people came out of the fame as a young person and were fine. But the people.
Now, I don't know. That's about all of it. That's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. But to touch more on what Joe's talking about here, he's basically saying, like, oh, poor Corey, they're all so damaged, no normal life. They grew up not knowing what real life is, which is true. Yeah, and they all struggle, of course. But come on, Feldman's doing fine. He is doing exactly what he wants to be doing right now. He's getting a bit of a resurgence film wise. There's all kinds of stuff happening with the birthday coming out. There's the Goonies 2 rumors, you know what I mean? He is in a movie that just got released called Going Viral. It is what it is. He's still in movies, is what I'm getting at. The dude's still touring. He got a lot of new fans from his album and from his tour. The guy has a lot of stuff happening that, he's doing what he wants to do. Put it that way. He's living his life. He's living his best life. And he made it out to the other side of the child star inferno. Now, this Joe Rogan, this is a guy who has interviewed Macaulay Culkin. The guy knows Macaulay Culkin personally. Macaulay is doing fine. Macaulay was a bigger child star than even Feldman ever could have been. He's possibly one of the biggest child stars in history. And he's doing A-OK. And he didn't even acknowledge the fact that, oh, wait, maybe like one of my best podcasts ever with Macaulay Culkin, maybe he is an example of a child star who made it out okay. These guys are, it's all about perpetuating hate and spreading rumors that gets them these bad, just these bad fake make believe histories in Feldman's case and even in Macaulay's case. And then here these guys are just perpetuating it even further, just talking shit on their podcast, treating Feldman like he's some sort of charity case or something. And you look at people like Seth Green, Elijah Wood. I mean, You focus on the negativity, you focus on this bullshit, you keep putting it out there, blah, 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 all that crap that, Joe Rogan even said before. He'll go out there and be positive and positive outlook, this and that, until he's not. And then he's just, treating these child stars like they're pariahs or something. I don't know. I guess I'm looking too deep into it. Whatever. I'm a Corey Feldman fan. I've been my whole life. I know the guy personally. I got to meet him, been in his house. Um, Part of the Feld fam circle. I got to edit his latest documentary, and there's just so many haters out there. I don't get it. At least, let's say at the very least, at least Fat Jay Oakerson is like a fan in the sense that he does get enjoyment out of it. He's a hater, but at least he gets entertainment value out of it. So at the very least, there's that. But when it comes to, getting views and having a show and whatnot, my dudes, move on. Do something else. Seriously, y'all guys aren't funny about it. You can say you're a fan as much as you want and then turn around and just talk shit. It's old already. The haters online, I get that they get views, but come on, man. Grow up. Show the guy some love. Can you imagine if Feldman went on Rogan's podcast, how crazy that would be? Or if these guys were just honest and they treated people, you know, the same, and instead of just picking and choosing their little shitty comedian militia over here. It's insane. Whatever. I'm glad they're at least talking about my dog, Corey Feldman. And, Jay Oakerson, I don't really care for the guy much. I would like to chat to him at some point about this Corey stuff because I know at the very least he knows some things. He knows some about the history. And talking to someone like me who also knows all my history when it comes to that stuff and being one of the world's biggest collectors. And of course, being the host of the world's only Two Corys podcast, Two Corys Forever. New episodes coming out soon. Follow us on Spotify and YouTube. So it's like, with all that being said, I would like to talk to Jay Elgerson just about Feldman and that whole history and why he's obsessed with just being so nasty about it. Like, why not be cool? Why not be cool? Why hate a guy you don't even know? Why go out of your way to talk shit? If you're that entertained by it, give the guy an honest shot, give him an honest run. Be real about it. Feldman's a real ass dude. Trust me. I've met the guy. I know him a little bit. He's a real ass dude. All you got to do is be cool, man. That's it. Anyways, thanks for showing me this clip. There's another clip I want to talk about because Feldman was recently on Billy Corgan's podcast, and there was some crazy revelations on that one. So I'll be doing another video like this. Um, I get a lot of heat for making these videos sometimes. They're like, this guy's talking all the time. Well, no shit. This whole podcast is out there. Go listen to it yourself if you want. And while you're there, let them know Staunch sent you. Big J Oakerson, go follow him and all that. Skate Fest, whatever, whatever. Hit me up if you ever want to chat. I would love to chat with you guys about this Corey Feldman stuff. I know some of your crew are actual fans, while, y'all all just hate either way. I don't know. Let's chat. I'll leave my email down below, guys. I would love to just talk with y'all. We don't need to do a video or nothing, but either way, I'll see you later, Staunch Gang. Make sure you hit that notification bell, subscribe, all that good shit, and keep sending me recommendations to review like this because I will do them. See you guys later.